Kickoff of the Saturday slate for the Big Ten championship game, Iowa versus Michigan. I believe this line's at 24-ish. It's been go up from 22.5 up to 25. Yeah, right around that area. 7 p.m. on Fox. The Hawks won the West 2 weeks ago when they beat Illinois. And then went into Nebraska last week in an absolute barn burner and won 13-10. Michigan got another win over Ohio State, 3 straight now. For the Wolverines, they find themselves in a spot where they continually say it's them versus the world and they are America's team and all this whatever nonsense. If you want to listen to Reese's rant about it, it's pretty good. We got it on our Twitter channels from last week. But this game is everything that you thought the Big Ten East, Big Ten West game would be, right? This is what you thought your Big Ten title game would be the last 5 years, right? That number's right. 4 or 5 years. The last time you really thought it would be a close one was when Iowa played Michigan State in 2015. Boy, shit, maybe longer than that. Ooh, been a while since this game felt like it was going to be even. What are your guys' thoughts? Obviously,
I feel like you have to go Herb. You have to go Herb Street on this. You got to save everything for your YouTube preview. You got to go. You can't give anything. Quiet. Yeah.
But I'll give my ATS pick because it's just going to be
sure. Give your ATS pick. That's fair.
I'll take Iowa plus the 24.
Okay.
I'm not going to not.
Come on, Hawks. We just need a field goal.
I've seen both of these teams play Nebraska, who's not good. I'll tell you right now, hands up, not good team.
Really?
Iowa's not good. They are not good. That team is not. I've seen Michigan. That team is good. That is a conference champion, college football playoff, New Year's Six team. Iowa's offense is not.
Newsflash.
If you want to tell me, I mean, come on.
I just want to say newsflash comparing Michigan to Iowa. A good team.
Well, that's what we have to do. They're playing
team.
each other. No, I mean, you can't say there's a lot of people out there that are going to be like, oh, well, Iowa's won 10 games. If they haven't been watching Iowa or following their stats, they're going to see this line and be like, that doesn't make any sense.
The whole fucking country's been watching them because these dipshits can't find anything else to write about on a Tuesday afternoon. They got to throw out some bullshit facts. Like, just leave us alone, all right? God, listen, fucking down.
I'm just trying to picture Michigan's elite athletes on the defensive side of the ball rotating 3 deep and Deacon Hill being the one to try and beat them. Their over-under is like 6.5. They don't think Iowa's going to score the whole game. Not only that, but you take away their biggest scoring threat in their punt returner and defense in Cooper DeJean. So give me Michigan. I'm not going to give you a pick, but give me Michigan. I like them in this spot, obviously. I think they're going to win the game, and I think it's going to be very similar to 2021, where it'll be close for a while because Iowa's play style is so slow, and then it'll just go the way it goes.
I really want to play devil's advocate for you, JP, and stand up and give Iowa a chance.
I don't need your handouts. Just do your thing. I don't need your handouts.
All right, I'm trying to be reasonable. I mean,
you don't have to coddle me. You don't have to baby
Iowa,
me.
Iowa can play fine. All right. Iowa can play the conservative game all they want. They can try to keep the ball out of Michigan's hands. But the fact of the matter is what does Iowa do that keeps games close? They don't turn the ball over. However, I really think that they're going to get Deacon Hill in a very uncomfortable situation where we know he's not going to move in the pocket. I think he can get away with some of the throws that he's been making against these West teams, whether they're just fastballs where nobody can catch it, or he's going to have to do one of two things. He's going to have to get the ball out a lot quicker, or he's going to have to take some sacks, and just that I think is their best option. Just take the negative yardage, resort to your punt, rely on the defense. For me, I look at offense and how many yards can LaShawn Williams get is the biggest question. Like, Michigan's defensive line is just so damn good. I mean, Henderson was able to get yards last week, but Henderson's kind of been finding his own. I think the Iowa offensive line is a much bigger downgrade compared to Ohio State's offensive line. I think, yeah. I mean, you look at the receiving and what's the third stringer, JP tight end, Stylianos?
Yep.
Stylianos. He's your X factor outside of the run game. Obviously, I don't trust Nico Reganey to make any plays. I'm sorry. So
actually, they had another guy, JP, that had some success last week. I want to say his number was 3.
Brown.
Who's
Caleb
that?
Brown is
Yeah,
the
Caleb
state
Brown. But
transfer.
he'll be back. He'll be back. He
did,
left
yeah.
that Nebraska game early.
So can Michigan take advantage of the short field opportunities that they get? And that might just be 2 turnovers. That might be all they have a chance to do. I like the over. Both of these teams, it was 27-14 when they played in Kinnick last year. It was 42-6 when they played in Indianapolis last. I think when they played Ohio State last year, for Iowa, it was, what was it, JP? I don't know, 40, 50 something to 7 or something.
It was a lot little.
So yeah, but it would have covered 25.
And it's not a shit on Iowa party. It's only because they're in this game. The entire Big Ten West, we'd be saying the exact same thing we're saying about Iowa. They're just the team that came out of it.
I said I would rather win the West and get embarrassed in the Big Ten title than to not win the West. I did say that.
Here's my thing is with Ferentz's comments. Number one, it's Brian Ferentz's second to final game at Iowa. And Kirk was like, wouldn't it be funny if we kind of messed up the college football playoff world? Well, Kirk, as stubborn as you are, do you really have a different game plan? Like, I'm really curious to know if you're actually going to mix something.
He's going to retire.
That's which is whatever, but at least go out on a limb. Maybe, I don't know, go for on 4th down a couple of different times
they ran some trick plays last time they were in this game. They overthrew it on a halfback pass, missed him in the end zone. Then they missed a field goal on that first drive, if you remember. And then it was over. It was downhill immediately from there. Michigan did the same. We're running long on time. And we got a couple more things. You guys are both going Michigan ATS at 23 and a half.
Sure. I'll go
Michigan. Reese?
Yeah, I'm also going to go Michigan. You're a sick puppy if you are betting on this Iowa team to try and score points. Like, you are a sick puppy if you're going to put money on Deacon Hill in this offensive score over, I don't know, 7 points in this game. You're a sick dog, dude. You need to get help.
Here's my devil's advocate now, JP. I will say I think Penn State's defense might be the best out of the East. So for them to score 0 might be an outlier. Maybe Iowa can get us 7 or 10 points. I think the linebackers for Penn State are the fastest in the country. So there's your advocate.
I'll jump into my preview like Parks is saying. I'll jump into more of it. It's one of those games, man. We're in that situation where we're on the back end of a season that's been turbulent. We got to make changes. I think everybody knows that. You're not going to make them this week. I'm sure they'll pull different things out of the hat, but I don't know if it'll change too much. But that's it for our conference championship previews. Let's jump into our best bets for the conference championship.